You're locked into the Divine Martino Interactive Radio Show, Foxie 105.
Okay, as promised, I got my girl Kandi on the line. Hi, Kandi.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. It is great to talk to you. You sound just like how you sound on television, the same voice. Okay, so listen, I want to start off by asking you a few questions about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Of course, there's still a lot of buzz about the last episode and you guys going to California to Nene's house. Your facial expressions said it all. You think she was a little bit too harsh by asking y'all to leave?
I mean, I personally think so because in my opinion, just me talking, she knew that we were already going to be late. Like, as far as her saying, oh, they was all 3 hours late or whatever. She didn't leave us till like 8:30, close to 9 o'clock. If you go back and watch the episode, you'll see when we toasted all together on the balcony, it was dark outside. So as far as her talking about, like we was late and she had been waiting, she didn't, she may have waited like 2 hours. I'm not gonna lie. It did. We did take longer than I thought because we were waiting for Phaedra, and then some of the other girls wanted to change or whatever. Which we probably should have just, left as soon as Phaedra came in the door or whatever. I can understand her, being mad, if she had caterers there and when we were late. But when they showed me looking in the window, still had people there.
Got you.
So my thing, that's what bothered me. I felt like she was trying to show out on us in front of her friends that live out there. I was sitting there like, okay, how you going to tell us we can't come in, but you still got people at the party?
I definitely can understand that. That was a crazy episode. I know that you don't have anything against her. It just seemed like y'all just really just don't mesh. I don't ever see y'all being best friends or anything like that.
Nah, I don't really see that either.
Yeah. Well, I just want you to know that you've been one of my favorites since I've been watching the show. And I was like, out of all the people, I think Kandi's the only one I could hang with. Because you remind me of my two best friends. I said, Kandi, I think they're a little bit timid when it comes to Kandi. Nobody really pokes with you. I said, I bet you Kandi is a Taurus. Is that right?
I am a Taurus.
Girl, I did it. I did it right.
What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Okay. Well, normally we get along, I think.
Yeah, we get along very well. Now, how's your mom doing? I don't see her on this season as much. Is she doing okay?
Oh, yeah. My mom's fine. Everything is good.
You know who else is fine?
Yes, who?
Your daddy, girl. That was my first time seeing your daddy. He's kind of handsome. First, tell me about Kandi Coated Nights. Like, where can I actually see it?
You can go to kandycoatednights.com, or you can just go to our my Ustream channel is ustream.tv/Kandi online. That's Kandi online. You can see a lot of our episodes. But we're actually about to change it over. I got a new Google deal where I have one of the premium channels that they have. It's to make the show. We're stepping up the quality of the show and everything. And it's going to be really like real television, but on YouTube.
Oh, that is great. Your business game is tight. Speaking of business, you still have Bedtime Kandi. I heard that is doing excellent for you.
Yeah, bedroomcandy.com. I'm super excited because we've actually even stepped it up even a little bit further. We have Bedroom Kandi Boutique Consultants. Now I have consultants like all across the country. So for me, that was a major thing because it's just like, helping other women to become entrepreneurs and having their own business, but we're partners together,
I remember on the last episode as well. Is it true that you don't drink at all, Kandi?
Yeah, I'm not a drinker. I've never been tipsy in my whole life.
Really?
Never. But that's because I like to have control of my mind. I don't like for people to be able to say, how you hear people say stuff like, oh, girl, I was so drunk, I don't know. You know what I mean? And I be thinking like, I don't want anything that can have me out of my mind to where I'm going to do something stupid. I can go out and party and drink water. Like,
you don't smoke no trees, pop no molly. You just don't do nothing, huh?
Nah, I don't need any of that to have a good time. That's just...
Okay, so let's talk about the new spinoff. First of all, congratulations. Tell us the name of it and when it's going to air.
Well, my new show is called The Kandi Factory, and it's going to air April 9th at 10 o'clock. So everybody set your TV, your DVRs, or whatever, your alarm clock. I need everybody to tune in to Bravo April 9th at 10 o'clock.
I will definitely remind them for you. And what is the premise of the show?
Well, it's a music competition show, but it's totally different than, your American Idols and all of that. Basically, we're giving people who've always had the dream dream of wanting to be an artist but just didn't know what to do. We're giving them the opportunity to come to Atlanta, come to the Kandi Factory. I give me and my team, I have a whole team of people that work in the music industry. We give them a new record that was written specifically for them based off of the information they gave us in their audition. I give them new image, new look, a full stage show, and they got to perform at the end of the week. And whoever, does the best job, then they get their own music video and we release their single.
Kandi, I have to say congratulations on the wedding. You and Todd make such a cute couple. Have you set a date yet?
We do have a date in our minds, but we haven't told anyone.
Okay. So who's going to be your bridesmaid? You got that yet?
Well, I guess it would just be like my best friend.
Now, the reason I asked that is because Nene is getting remarried and she's going to have Cynthia as her bridesmaid. But I always thought your bridesmaid is supposed to be like a lifelong best friend.
Well, have they ever showed any of her lifelong best friends on the show?
Well, you know what? They haven't.
I don't think she has any old friends. No, I didn't mean it like that, but I've been on the show for 4 years and I've never seen her bring like, oh girl, this is my friend from back in high school. Like,
oh wow, you're right about that. Now let's switch subjects and talk about the new single, Prayed Up. We're going to end up playing that. Y'all received a lot of flack, of course, for you having your toy line and doing this gospel song. I know already the way you feel about it, but how did you feel about the flack that you received because of the song?
Well, I know that people were going to have some things to say because, some people just can't accept you, talking about sex or whatever, and then, hearing you sing a gospel song. A lot of people want their, religious leaders or gospel people who are in the gospel music to be like perfect Christians. And that's just not reality. I never thought it would be that serious.
I know, right? That's just a little bit too much, but I totally agree with your point on it. Now, Kandi, I want to play a little game with you. It's called Don't Hesitate, Just Answer, okay? Just give me the first answer that pops in your head, okay?
Okay.
You ready? Boy shorts or thong?
Thong.
Nighttime or in the morning?
In the morning.
Shades or natural?
Shades.
A warm towel or you just roll over in it?
A warm towel.
Length or width?
Width.
What's Satan's last name?
No, wait, I gotta think. Oh my gosh, my mind is so blank. I don't even call his name, so I don't need to know it.
Oh, this was fun. Oh, thank you so much, Kandi. Before